Am I the only person that sees what goes on and all you other make these false analogies? Me and Gary are the only two people that see.
I'm gonna try to
what
send you
the
that
tape
tape.
says.
What's your name?
Chad Silvers.
Where are you
I'm
from, Chad?
competing in 176-pound weight class from South Carolina.
South Carolina? Who do you usually arm wrestle with and train?
Myself, Fritz Corey, Todd Hutchings, Alex, Nicole Cisco. We have about 10 or 12 guys pretty weekly.
Alex Gigalko from South Carolina. With Chad, Fritz Corey, Todd Hutchings.
I just came to qualify for the Army, really.
So if you do good here, then you get in the Arnolds?
Yeah, the top three in the 176 compete at the Army.
So the same thing, I come here to qualify mostly for the Arnold.
You take him?
If things go the way they should go, I guess I might.
Right.
What's your name?
Kurt Howgate.
Tell us about your board. What was your goal with that board?
The Northeast Message Board. Let's see. I just wanted to bring a little integrity to the, the internet in regards to the message boards that are out there. I knew that by having the photographs next to everybody's posts, you know who you're talking to. It just helps in being able to recognize people when you go to tournaments. There's a lot of guys out there. I heard of them, but I didn't know what they looked like. Right. Initially was the main board, and got so much interest, it morphed into the Northeast board. And now it's growing across the world. We got people from Israel, Sweden, Switzerland, Turkey, I mean, you name it. It's not only just Northeast in the United States, it's the entire planet.
So maybe you should just rename it to
That's right, maybe.
The world's largest.
Right, maybe we'll have to.
That's it. The best message board on the planet. Hands down. AAA gotta shut it down.
My name is Christian Binnie. I've been arm wrestling, lefty, I don't arm wrestle righty anymore, since 97. Broke my arm in 97, started up again in 2001.
What is the competition here like? Good or bad?
I think it's going to be the best nationals this year, and I think it will be better than AAA.
In my opinion, which I feel is like one of the strongest opinions you can have in the sport of arm wrestling, he is the second best arm wrestler of all time. Any weight, any class, anything. Ron's biggest problem is he was born in the same 5-year span as the greatest arm wrestler in the world, which is John Brzenk. And it happens that they weigh the same. So just just a bit of bad luck for Ron, because if there's no John Brzenk, then Ron Bath is tough, man. I mean, he's got to be considered maybe the best arm wrestler ever. I mean, you're talking about a guy who for 25 years has just been arm wrestling at an extremely high level with not a whole lot of maybe arm wrestling knowledge, just a real crazy, freak, strong, just a ton of heart and endurance, and never give up. Just like the epitome of a seriously strong man.
And he has a good tenacity at the table. He has a good fire, and his fire is usually go to a point. It's so fast that it's when they say ready, go. By the time they get to key and ready, he's hitting, and 99.9% of the time he gets away with it. Myself, hey, I could leave on R of ready, and I still won't be moving until after go. So that's why it'll be interesting to get two different styles.
Do you have a prediction? First,
Prediction?
second, third place, yes.
Ron Bath first, Travis Bagent second, and some other arm wrestler third.
Let's talk about the most important class. Left-handed, super heavy. Let's go through the guys one by one.
Well, you have Travis,
I'm getting the light.
who's probably one of the best lefties in the world. We have a big rivalry going. He's a cheat, and that's all he does. He's weak, but we will get him. He got me too much last year. I was in a brace after tearing my right bicep off the bone and having reconstruction surgery. Pulled him 5 weeks later. He got me after the surgery. I got him once, but he got me fair and square.
It's very tough. That first loss kind of weighs on you a little bit. But often people snap right out of it. Ron Bath pretty good at snapping out of it. A lot of the guys, you see guys that just got a lot of real focus, got a lot of heart, that never die attitude. Those guys pretty much flourish the whole day, but then there's some of us who are real streaky guys that play a lot on emotion. So as long as everything starts working smooth, we start building momentum. And then once that thing gets stopped, it's kind of hard to pick it back up. That's why I try not to lose. That's why I won't lose. I'm a prime example of someone when that first loss comes, man, when it starts raining, it starts pouring.
What should the audience look for in terms of seeing Travis cheating?
I say that because I love him. We room together all the time, but he does his little digs and he gets his little things in there.
You better let me know! Ah!
Which is very hard to catch, and that's what I mean by his little cheating. And that's his style.
No idea. Whoever comes. A lot depends. I shouldn't say it. Depends on the brackets and how they line up. I mean, we saw what brackets can do in Vegas. You had the 4 top arm wrestlers in the bottom half. You had, out of those 8 in the bottom half, you had 3 of us in the bottom 4. And me, Marcio, and that guy from some other foreign country. We had to work up only to pull John on our half. And the winner from the upper half, H1 beat me after I had gotten done having a long match with Marcio, and he had a fast one with John. He couldn't even take me on. My arm was cramping up, and I beat him fast.
Give me the first, second, third place.
I'm going to win, so after that I really don't care. It doesn't matter to me how it falls.
I mean, arm wrestling to me is, like the 4th biggest thing in my entire life. So, I mean, I take a little bit. I can watch someone pull any class anytime during the day and pick up a few things here and there, whether they know how to arm wrestle or exactly why they're here. So, yeah, a lot of people are clueless about exactly what's going on, even in their own matches, much less someone else's matches. But I have a pretty keen eye for, seeing someone do something that I think was, tricky, or just really having a game plan and going up there and, either picking the wrong move or really, it's really nice to see some guy who, probably doesn't have the arm strength, but he's really put in the time mentally and he knows how to arm wrestle. Doesn't necessarily mean he can win, but he can definitely put himself, he can give himself the best opportunity to win. So I'm very involved in every match. I love to watch it, I love to promote it, and I love to participate in it.
Hello, my name is Michael Selearis. We're at the Unified Nationals in Indiana.
How long have you been following? How long have you been following?
All right. My name is Todd Hutchings. I'm originally from Kalamazoo, Michigan. I've been in South Carolina about 3 years. I've been arm wrestling 4 years.
I feel pretty confident. Last year I won it. So last year I actually pulled 4 weight classes over here. I pulled 187 and I pulled 198. The reason why I did that is because the 198-pound weight class used to qualify me for another tournament. So that's the reason why I did the 198. So I ended up pulling 4 weight classes last year.
Job transferred me down here to South Carolina. I spent about 4 or 5 months posting on the internet looking for people to practice with. I met up with these guys from Gaffney, these Fritz Corey and Chad Silvers and them. I was probably about 230 pounds, and in my first practice, we have a 138-pounder who practices every once in a while named Russell and Avenant. And Russell beat me, and I was placing in Michigan tournaments.
This year I'm just going to pull the 198s. I'm not going to pull the 187 in addition to it. Just for no reason, I just want to focus on that one weight class.
A lot of people say you're the most difficult arm wrestler in the entire sport of arm wrestling to grip up with. Can you explain to me what's going on with your grip?
People say I'm difficult to grip up with. I don't consider myself that difficult to grip up with. I mean, as long as my competitor keeps their elbow down and they close their hand, I'm happy.
It took about 4 or 5 months for me to beat Kevin Picklin my first time. It took a year or so after that for me to beat Fritz Corey, who was competing in 189s then. Now, I can't beat Chad Silvers, but we're close. I mean, I'll get a few matches on him once in a while.
The thing that I feel is a lot of people feel like my hand is dominating. So they always go in there and they go like this and trying to really get over my hand. If they keep their elbow down, they close their hand, I close my hand, I'm happy. So I could get that with the referee's grip, so I'm just going to stick with that. I don't feel like people say I cheat the grip. I feel like they cheat the grip. It's just.
I have to be one of the favorite people at 98.
It's not bent. It's
bent
straight.
like a dog leg. I mean, I'm strong at 209. The matches I typically lose are just I do foolish things. Because I'm at the point where my strength and power is probably competitive to other people's, but I don't have the strategy down there. You know, there's certain, you don't top roll Bill Sims. Well, I don't know that. You don't hook Ron Babb. I'm learning all of that the hard way.
Psychological aspect. I mean, I go up there, I have the attitude that I'm going to win that match. I'll see myself winning the match before I even go up there. A lot of times what I do, I'll get up there, I'll grab the peg, my hands up in the air, and then I'll put my arm down. So when I'm doing this and my hands up in the air, my eyes are closed and I'm seeing myself win that match right before the match even starts. I mean, if I see it happen, then it's going to happen. And that's just, I visualize myself victorious, and that's it. Like even louder, just like, with so much intensity. I've seen a videotape of me, and it's just like, when he gave it right back, I was just like, it took a little bit from me, it took that little mental edge from me. But you know, it's going to be a different story today.
You have built a reputation yourself to be one of the most aggressive, colorful pullers on stage that there is.
Yeah, probably. I'm pretty loud.
There you go. You ain't got nothing.
Is there something that gets you going, or do you get yourself going? What is that?
It's the gym I lift in is it's owned by probably the number 3 ranked powerlifter in the nation. His name's Mark Marley.
Let's go.
He's got me doing lots of squats, lots of deadlift. His training style isn't so much, a lot of the arm wrestlers today follow more of a bodybuilding regimen. You see a lot of these people that are all ripped up, cut up, puffed up. The training style I go after is more explosiveness and just overall grit. So I do a lot more deadlifting than I do curls, bicep curls.
What's the difference between first place and second place to you?
First and second place. Lately, I've been dominating, taking first in like pretty much all tournaments I've been going to. Just about 2 years ago, I was just consecutively taking second place. And just I became notorious for always taking second. I've beaten the best arm wrestlers, just never beat them for first place. You know, I just felt like there was some sort of mental block that was just holding me back from first place. So now I'm over that second place rut that I was in, and I just got to keep this first place glory that I'm in. Just keep it up.
What I do is I try and get mad. I focus. I pick the move I want to do for the particular opponent, and then I just get mad inside because I'm trying to fire. So much arm wrestling. It's a 2-second match. It's a 1-second match. If you're not firing all 198 pounds at once, you're going to get caught a little off. And you know, you can't fight. An experienced puller is not going to let you come back, you know, from a 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock position.
If I take anything less than first, I'm not happy. I'm just not happy. I'm going to get over it. I'm not happy.
I'll probably get most hyped up against people like Selearis. I got nothing against Selearis. Selearis is a tremendous arm wrestler. I mean, he's absolutely amazing. But
so if I'm on, my arm will never go from here to here. Now for defense, I'll run from here to here. Back I may, but just from there here. That this part doesn't exist. It's not gonna go.
Because Selearis is a different person at the table than Don. Me and him could sit here and drink beer all night long, but on the table, we don't like each other a whole lot.
Oh, I'm a school teacher, high school teacher in Queens, New York. Teach chemistry, science chemistry teacher. Been doing that for about 5 years. I've also coached the wrestling team in the past. I have got an arm wrestling club going in one of the schools that the kids love the sport of arm wrestling. I mean, they get in there and they love it. I've even taken the table out with some of the kids to Union Square Park in Manhattan. And just people to gather around there. The kids are arm wrestling them, arm wrestling people just out on the street. I just love it. It's just the sport's contagious. You get into it, everyone's arm wrestling. They just love to do it. Everyone knows how to do it. It's a simple sport, older sport. Just put your elbow down, grip up, and
match.
Is that a lucky shirt you're wearing?
I always wear this shirt, not a lucky shirt, I just like it because it's tight, and I feel, you know, like when I get up there and I get tight and pumped up, I can feel that my muscles are tight. So I just like to wear a tight shirt that's holding me.
Thought about getting one that doesn't have a hole in it? A hole?
The hole, that's when I get pumped up too much, and I flex too much, I pump up too much when it's on my foot.
You pulled Tom Nelson?
Last 4 times the arm wrestling, you took 4 answers.
From who?
Michael Todd.
I did not.
2 at the Unified Nationals 2
at the
years ago.
Unified Nationals,
And
I
2
elbow filed 4 times, and I
and
had
then
him
you
on my
kept-
side of
and
the
then you kept
table
pulling.
every time.
Then you kept pulling.
I
Then
had
you
him
kept
on my
pulling
side
and
of
he
the
beat you.
I had him on my side of the table every time.
Well, let me tell you something.
Bye-bye.
I know what the I'm talking about, and you couldn't beat him at the Unified Nationals, and you couldn't beat him a couple weeks ago, and you probably won't beat him September 18th.
That's my boy right there. We're rooming
Michael
together.
Todd.
I don't think he's a threat like he is right-handed.
No.
Who?
Not bad.
Hey, you know what? I was
Not
thinking
bad
on the way
to
down
hurt someone's day though,
What
right?
do you said he's not a threat left-handed in what weight class?
In the heavy, super heavy.
Oh no, well he won't pull it left-handed super heavy.
220 is he a threat?
He'll win every other class except for the heavies. He'll win the 220s and the 42s if he wants.
How are you gonna beat me?
You crazy or something?
That's my boy.
You're gonna hook him and you're gonna bounce right off of him like you do.
I don't hook left-handed.
What do you do?
Top roll.
Since when?
Since ever.
Have you ever successfully top rolled someone
All
left-handed?
kind of people.
Who? have they ever won a match beside whoever you top roll left-handed? Have they ever won a match?
Do you think Michael Todd can beat somebody?
Can beat who?
I just think that they will fight for a long time.
Because Mike could have easily, Mike could have beat him. Mike could have beat the guy who
Mike
won that.
could beat who?
Bowling could have beat him.
Beat who?
Sylvain Perron.
No.
At the Worlds, yeah, he could have.
What?
And
He pulled him. What are you talking
and
about?
the Russian, and the
It
Russian,
doesn't matter.
and the Russian.
He pulled the Russian and lost.
Bear.
He
Oh,
had a good
barely.
match. He was
Barely.
on, come on, let's be honest. He was at 9:30.
No, I was not at 9:30.
No, that Russian was holding on for dear life.
Am I the only person that sees what goes on and all you other that make these false analogies? Me and Gary are the only 2 people that see.
I'm gonna try to
what
send you
the
that tape
says.
soon before September 18th, so you can
Let me
see.
tell you something, that
And I'll
guy
send
from
you your
Russia went
match
just like
with,
this.
I'll send you some
And Mike's
matches
like,
of him pulling and Mike Selearis too.
I mean, you was in there, but
No,
he
I was yanking him back and forth. We were going back and forth. At one time,
you
I
were
had him
yanking
on
him
my
back
side
to
of the
center, took a breath back down to 10 o'clock.
Right.
Yank back, you
Exactly.
never went on your side of the table, ever. Not one, even a half a second. Who?
Sylvain Perron.
Who's Jacob Abbott? He don't
Yeah.
even pull no more.
Yeah, he just pulled last weekend, and him and Devon Larratt had a good match in the hook.
Devon Larratt?
Devon
He
beat
almost
Marcio
beat-
twice.
Devon beat Marcio.
Marcio put his shoulder on him. Look, Devon.
It was. Devon Larratt's crazy strong.
Devin did that to Marcio?
Took about 12 seconds. I'll
Where
say.
was that at?
That's Shawless, Washington out there. Saul had that tournament out there.
Devin Larratt beat
And then he
Marcio?
pulled Ron pretty good in the. I mean, he pulled John real good in the hook. John,
He pulled
well,
John.
John just went like this and top rolled it.
Go!
The second time John went. Then John tried to come out and couldn't come back in.
How do you know all that?
I
Did you
watched
see
it,
that?
yeah. And then as soon as he's getting ready, and then you see Devon's like, whoa. And then John, as soon as he like tried to adjust and put that shoulder on, John hit him real forward, come up, shoulder him down. It took like 38 seconds.
So Devin is freaking hilarious. I mean,
But I tell you
got
what,
John within an inch
people
of
can
the
say what all
bag.
they want. Marcio beat
It's a
Devon
minute and a
the first
half.
match.
That's
The
what
first
Christian
match,
said
Marcio just went, boom. I mean, then they brought the thing up, no foul called, somehow they restarted. I mean, it was just like a boom. Marcio could have had a whole different day after, if that would have been called. It wasn't even close.
too. He would have had to pull John.
Right, and
so
that's what
Marcio
everybody
never,
wanted. But
Marcio never got to pull John then?
again, never.
There are only
He had
6
an elbow
people.
foul
There are
on
only
him.
6 people in the
They didn't
bracket,
call
and he didn't even get to pull John.
The elbow foul.
I drove
Elbow
1,400
foul,
miles.
when
and I
King
didn't get to
do
see
that
it.
little thing. He had already pinned him. Now.
But that match with
That dude's
Devon and
wrist
John,
went
was
straight
John
down.
said, "Oh, I don't have any losses. I'm going to let him get in his favorite spot."
John tried to tell me he took him real far. He didn't take him that far. He only moved him about 2.5 inches. The brakes got put on.
And then Devon had him like just, and then
Now
John just.
listen, you're gonna tell me I'm crazy, but I pulled Devin and Osio, and I pulled it good.
Oh, wow. I
Two
know you
times
could.
long.
I know you can. Devon Larratt will allow any human being that wants to take the match to him. He's just good at waiting the match out and winning.
Yeah. And I snatched
And
him out. I
you
got it.
are a human being that takes the match. You make it goes your way. The only problem is your way doesn't beat everybody, but it beats a lot of people. Huh. It beats the good arm wrestler can't beat with the way that he pulls with his arm way out here, even with his thing, just that's his position right here. Big Randall comes crashing down on his bicep, and he can't keep it from going an inch from the. I mean, as soon as they say go, he's right there. And I'm not sure Matt can outlast Marcio in the hook. I'm not sure he can outlast Devon Larratt in the hook. I don't think he can beat. He beat Ron Bath once, and then Ron beat him the next time. They said he had a bunch of tough matches, but he only pulled 3 times. He had a match against John for 8 seconds, and he gave it up. He pulled me for about 10 seconds, won. Ron is just, and then he didn't have nothing for Ron. Ron just went boom. So that shows me he don't have a whole lot of endurance. And I think if Devon Larratt, Ron Bath, Marcio, you're going to have to pin those guys.